Something. That music professor at Cal Poly actually told me about it. He said you have to do something. A day later, he told us that we had to do something. Then came the weekend and back to school, and he said you have to do something. And towards the 9th week of syncopation, he again said you have to do something. And further, with his little round glasses and his few remaining curls, said, even if later on you find out you were wrong, at least you will know that you did something. So I started chasing something around. First, it was dried leaves from underneath the green plants outside the music building. But I looked further and saw something turn into a new shape, a parking structure, full of oh so many cars. So the something that followed was a bicycle ride up and down the structure, spreading something about blood power to others who did, well, nothing but sit and push fuel into chambers. Then the something turned into drugs, a big something to look at. Something off track here. Oh, I put my shoes on backwards. Something on the ground here. Oh, it was just a little twig. Something is going on in the sky now. Oh, right. Stars and stars and starry night stars. Something sometimes came in a bottle. Something about a green ferry over the Charles Bridge in Prague, I remember. Ah, yes, it was a 5-man brass band, where the trombone player spotted my green fairy handing me something to smoke as the tuba player's notes popped like industrious bubbles above him. Then something happened to the Charles Bridge, and the multitude of flashed-on masses disappeared. And it was just me and Charles, something about being stoned or being made of stone. So something turned into carving stone, but all I could make were heavy bird sculptures impossible of flight. Then something told me to look at something in the sky, and I saw a bird with something in its beak, and I followed its flight to a faraway nest. Oh, and the something I did now was to leave the chisel behind and jump up into flight with the bird, swaying side to side and saying, wee. And here something flew by, a plane, flying people with buckets for heads, gold nuggets for ears, silver bracelets for necks, logged lumber for torsos, melted glaciers for their bellies, guns for arms, tanks and grenades for sexual members, and a house of something and another something about democracy for shit-drenched legs, because something had gotten up these people's own asses. Something about listen and believe to whatever your government tells you, as opposed to, like Professor with little round glasses said, do something rather than nothing. So the something that happened to these sad folk on the plane was that with the induced high of the flight, something went wrong in the thought processes and their intestines, until they sat and shat the spoon and gun and money and loan and mortgage and something about security and something about power like venom to their bellies. And their shit, something in the smell of that shit tells me they are dead wrong, because now the plane is out of fuel, and the pilot was a fake, and the only one to survive will be the man on the moon. And the something that you could do is to open that window and fly in this current where I see something starting to activate in your smart, beautiful little brain. Something like reaching for that buckle and lifting it even though the sign is lit. And the other bucket heads perhaps will do nothing, but something I know is that next, their feet will be replaced with chains and fright and ice-cold venom anthill blocks of certain mind and body death. And yeah, you could do something from the spirit world too, but something tells me that if you're something to do for you and me and the music of this little planet and your little brain is nothing, then nothing you will become. And when Peter or White Aura Astral Mother Nature or the belly-rubbing Buddha ask what your something was, it better be more than nothing. And something else too. I, the professor, the bird, the lovers, and Charles and his bridge, and the bikes, and the guns, and the bombs, and the melted glaciers, and the falling last leaves have nothing more after this something now to say. Gotta do something.